Morning. So it's my last morning before getting to Geneva. This is where I slept last night. Perfect. Nice spot, undercover. And then I'm just administering this morning. Packing up the bike, hopefully for the last time. And hopefully I'll be in Geneva this afternoon. That's been a long way. And then tomorrow, depending on how my legs feel after getting over these mountains, tomorrow running up to Chamonix, but not taking any of the gear. So the bike will feel like a Ferrari after dragging all this gear. Best part of 550 miles, I think, so far. Right, Alley Chris. The place I had some beers at last night. It was nice. They weren't hugely friendly. Up and away. Slow grind up. Consider it an investment in potential energy to be released on the other side on the descent to Geneva, which should be quick and pain-free, hopefully. About 8k, 5 miles to the next town. I should do a quick stop and restock. This road will be fine as long as not too many trucks. There aren't many places for them to go, or for you to go. And it has just been re-gravelled, which is a bit of a pain. There you go. I think that was the end of that big climb. And that might be it until we get to the next town. That wasn't so bad. I am, of course, completely unencumbered by water, so quite light. Dear, oh dear, excuse me. Releasing some of that potential energy. There we go. That was a good run up. 5 miles, 40 minutes. Not sure how much height gain, but plenty. And looking at the profile of the route, it's flat for a bit through town. And then when we get going, it's just relentlessly up and away. I felt quite strong on that first bit. I was just first thing in the morning and quite cool. Yesterday I couldn't look at a hill without dropping into my little cog on the front. But I was powering up those this morning. Maybe that's just the power of rest and it being cooler and the start of the day and everything else. My stop last night couldn't have been better. To find out of nowhere, just as I was threaders, a bar or a restaurant and hotel where I could have a beer and get Wi-Fi. And not 50 yards from it, a place to get my head down more or less undercover, with picnic tables for making dinner on last night after I'd been to the pub. Ideal. Hopefully coffee time. How charming. This town didn't know I'm coming though, they haven't decked it out for me. Voila. Been this way on the bike before, I recognise it. So that was a nice little stop. Morning coffee. 40 minutes and 1,000 feet of climbing to the next stop. I'll take on some water there. I'm climbing these hills. I've decided not to bring any water, so I know there are lots of villages along the way, so I'm not going to carry extra pounds of water unnecessarily. Let's see if that's a strategy that works all right for us. It was also down here somewhere that I stopped for lunch and chucked away my rubbish. Chucking away at the same time, I think 40 euros that Lucy had given me for to pay for her dinner. Silly girl. Silly boy, chucking it away. Geneva 66. Lots of trucks. Even Strava sent me up this road, so that's me at my highest possible gearing now, so let's just wend our way up. This is a sustainable pace on a steady gradient, and hopefully it'll all be doable. I'm not going at peak output or anywhere near it, which is good. I had some steep sections yesterday where even with my gearing I was having to work quite hard, and for the first time yesterday I had some knee pain, my left knee, but it seems to have faded overnight. Just really keen to keep it light and not overdo it. Go up through the car park. Dropped a few cogs as we're coming over the top. Nope. And see, we are not coming over the top, just going around the corner and up a bit more. All good. Numb bum. By day 5, I was getting a bit of pain, and having to stand up every now and then. Yesterday also. Today's day 7. This time last week I was on the train for London heading to King's Cross, ready to cycle down to the Eye and then start. Done a few miles since then. I think by the time we finish today it'll be about 575. I think I worked it out, 6 days, so 7 days at 75 miles ago. What's that? 150, 300, 300, 375, 450. Oh, I don't know, I can't work it out. That's bad. And that was not good. No, come on, let's try it. 7 days at 75 miles a day. Well, 2 days is 150. So 6 days, 150, 300, 450. Plus another 75, 525. And 60 today. It's going to be 585 miles to Geneva in 8 days. That's not bad going, you know. Not bad for a fat lad. Learned a lot along the way, what works, what doesn't work. The gear ratio seems to work really well. I would cut out my shoes and jeans, probably a shirt, a t-shirt. I'd try and get everything into the panniers and the official luggage rather than having to strap stuff onto the top, because while that's worked, it has been a pain. Oh, you beauty. Not long now. Hopefully this really is the top. Truth be told, these mountains aren't that high, but they undulate, so there's sort of 3 spines, and you've got to, I think 3, you've got to cross each one to go east to west or north to south down to Geneva. Hopefully we're topping out on this middle one, and then it's just the last one to until we're on that big final long run home. Yeah, this looks like the top. It would be useful. Use your engine braking. Next stop is the border with Switzerland in an hour and a half, apparently. 10 miles, hour and a half. And another decent climb off that main road, going from village to village on this little D road. So, fingers crossed, good route. And there's a Carrefour. I'm going to get some water there. Bonjour. Fremenon, 8 kilometres. Road up on the left is the main road. Been up and down that on the bike, motorcycle a few times. And we are, I'm guessing, on the old road, linking the villages. Very sensible. Make mummy happy. And Aldi. Right, we'll stop and get water and stuff. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi. You never know.
Sean already alluded to my fact is to show some where they think that will be there for a very short time, and then things go wrong. And I was thinking of the ladies of compassion. And I think to me the most unfortunate
View we get round off of Darcy very often. Really lovely. Not far from the Swiss border now. A couple of miles tops. Must take a photo. And back to a grind up the hill. I think that might be the last of the big climbs for a bit anyway. And this might be a border town, I think it is. I put it as a stop on the route to stop on the border. That might be the border post down there. It is. Hey, maybe I've been in Switzerland for a bit. Nah, he's packing light. Ah, here's the crossing. So we're in France all along, and now we head into Switzerland. Open borders. I'd say this is my highest point of the trip, and that from here on it's all down. Right here, Col de la Gravrine, 1,232 meters. Check, downhill. Oh, so much relief, can't tell you. That's been bloody good. There were definitely points yesterday coming up, because I did a lot of flat work to get to the mountains. Well, not flat work at the first third, and then the first big lift up into the mountains on a really busy road, quite painful, potentially very painful, potentially lethal, and then a wonderful bit cross country over the top of the mountain. And it's like it is not a jagged top. You rise up and then it's just rolling farmland on top of the hill. Worked my way through that from village to village by sat-nav. Made a few wrong turns, got a bit hot and bothered at one point, was a bit unhappy with myself. Came down off that, and then about 8 o'clock last night I was just really tired and thought, well, done 60 odd miles, 65 miles, there'd be no shame in calling it a day here. And there was a campsite there and stuff. Thought, no, I'll crack on, keep going, try and do another 22k to the next town. And got sort of 7 or 8 k's away from that when I came round a corner on a crossroads, and there was a hotel serving dinner to guests outside, so I stopped there and had some beers and got my head down there last night, which was good. I'm glad I did the extra 10 miles. It gave us a few thousand feet head start. And today's been okay, really. A bit relentless going up on 6% slopes, which is about the limit of my ability to churn away at, but just broke them up into chunks and seem to have done all right with it. How Swiss is that? Crossed the Swiss border about 20 minutes ago. It's 1 o'clock now. We'll find somewhere decent to stop for a bite to eat. Hello, bonjour. Quick stop for lunch. The next bit's all downhill to the lakeshore and then along the shore to Geneva. It's just gone 1. Kick off from here at 1:30 in Geneva by 5 o'clock. Easy. It's less than 30 miles to go. Too easy, hopefully. Post lunch, 1:35, a descent to the lake. Off we go. Allez, Chris. Well, that must have been the fastest descent I've ever done. Must have been a top 5 mile segment. I'll have to have a look on Strava later and see what comes up. I'll plug McDonald's into the sat nav so I can make comms with everybody. It's 2:15 and it's saying a couple of hours to Geneva. We've got about 9k to go, 5 miles down to the lakeside. We're also glimpse of the fountain in Geneva through the trees. It might still be 10 or 15 miles away, but I could see it. Less than an hour to go to Geneva. Just on the outskirts now. In for the photograph of the fountain. I've managed to get some data from Vodafone. All that dodging between McDonald's apparently was quite unnecessary. All I had to do was take EU roam to Vodafone and I've got roaming. I've quite enjoyed being off-grid while unable to get to a Wi-Fi point. That's been kind of good. The downside, I suppose, is that my nav would have been a lot smoother if I had been able to get regular online guidance. Though, even here, look, with Google now giving me directions, it sent me under a bloody foot underpass for a railway.
In 800 metres, continue on to Route de Séligny.
And I do love the pronunciation. Right, 18k. God only knows which way it's going to route me, but let's find out. Can't fault how quiet the route is from Google. Thank you, Google.
Continue on Route de Phoenix for 1 kilometre.
And your pronunciation's killing me, so better than listen to a podcast for entertainment. 8 miles out. Lovely spots. I'm guessing these people don't have to worry too much about paying the gas bill. Nice seashell flying the flag. Go get some drinks. Merci, monsieur. Google, I just want to get there. This is very nice, but come on. Yep. Half an hour, so it says. Oh, it's also very ordered. I feel the need to be tidier and on time. "20 minutes then, 7k. Just stop for a fluid top up and chocolate, feeding it a bit, and lots of water. Well, you don't get more Geneva than this. I've made it. Can't believe it. That is actually quite some achievement, though I say so myself. Quite happy with that. That's it then. London, Paris, Geneva, done. That's been challenging, but we've made it. There you go. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. All done. Brilliant. Just brilliant.